Hey guys, it's Kevin. Today we're going to solve a problem with ET-8550 rear paper feed, which you'll feed the paper through here. If you print a lot, probably one of your rollers in here get worn out. So let's take a quick look. So we're going to remove 3 screws from each side. Oh, I forgot to take this part out. So we remove 3 screws on the right side. And now we're going to remove 3 screws on the left side. And then you have to remove 1 more screws up front. So basically total 7 screws. Oh, I forgot to say, before doing this, you have to remove the left and the right panel. If you don't know how to do it, just go to my channel. I have another video show you how to take a panel out. And now put your hand in the middle. You can take this off. And there are 2 wires coming out, and just untangle those wires. Well, 1 wire with a red plug that's directly plugged into the mainboard. And also we have a wire with a white plug. The white plug into this yellow subboard. We're going to cover lots of parts today, and you'll probably wonder where you can get a replacement. We can go to BCH Technologies.com and search for ET-8550 parts list, and we select this document. I constantly update this document, so whenever I have a new update, you should automatically receive a new link for the newest version. Also, you can come back and check the version number. Here's the version number. You can either log into your account and click downloadable products, or just email support@bchtechnologies.com and give us your order number, and we can send it through email. I constantly making new videos, so my plan is when I make a new video, I put a little YouTube icon here. You click that, and it will jump to the specific minute that I show how to work with this part. And you can see this one just jumped right into it. And all the parts are numbered. So if you click it, it brings you to the product page that you can get a spare part. All right, before you replace anything, use your finger push down and get a feel of that back plate, how you push it in and how to bounce it back. This white thing holding down 2 rods. And at the end of 2 rods, you got those 2 what called a spur gear. Okay, when you turn spur gear, and the lower spur gear going to turn something called a D shaft. Okay, look like a big D, right? It is shaped like a D because it's to grabbing and feed paper, and when it's fed to the printer, it's going to be the flat section of the D, and so your paper comes through smoothly. And the white rod on top, it just transfer the force to drive the middle roller. We're going to take both rollers out. There's 1 screw here and 1 more screw on the other side. Now we're going to flip over and use a Phillips screwdriver number 1 to remove the screw on the D roller spur gear. O is the outmost gear, and or if you look this way, is the one deeper spur gear. Okay, then remove that gear and do this at a stable surface. We're going to make the tab on that gear a little bit wider, and then we can remove the whole thing together. Okay. You're going to see immediately why you need to put this on a table to do this. Don't hold it, you do it, okay? Because underneath, there are 4 springs. When you open up, they're going to jump out and they go to different corners of the room. Now we have 3 parts: the rear frame, the hopper plate, and the D shaft assembly in our hand. We're going to use the screwdriver to remove the 2 screws on the middle roller. And then we take off the middle roller. And now can take off the D shaft. We can use alcohol to clean up the D shaft. If you still have a feeding problem, you can just replace it. If you need to replace this extension rod, then you can use a screwdriver, take off the one more spur gear. This is exactly the same spur gear as on the D shaft. Push on one side and the extension rod can be removed. Okay, if you have a sensor problem here, there are two sensors on here. The middle sensor is when you put a new paper in, and it's going to trigger, it asks you what kind of paper. The other one is more important. It detects where the D shaft is. Okay, let's take a look. So this is the photo interrupter. And so to remove it, just jiggle it a bit and pull it out. To install it, basically you just push it back. To change the paper sensor, you push this tab towards left, and then you can remove this. Okay. Have the arm laying there and don't detach the spring, and you can just use a finger, dig the sensor out. This paper type sensor isn't that critical. Okay, if it's broken, your printer still prints. Most of your problem is this sensor on the right. And this string of plastic triggers the sensor. If it malfunctions, the printer will think you have a paper feed problem and get a paper jam here. All right, I start putting it back. To put it back, first, you'll have to have this hopper installed. And you'll make sure this hopper can move up and down freely. Two hinges up front, right? Now let me first show you what not to do. So do not just put four spring there and close it. If you peek in, you're going to see some of them already fall out. This actually will be some problem that you have. Some people, like, they find the spring laying somewhere, or if you push, the plate cannot go down because you have a spring sideways blocking the hopper. All right, since you already listened to me 8 minutes, let me show you how to do it. So see the horizontal tab on the spring? The other side is totally wrong. They don't have that little wire sticking horizontally. So that one, grab to the right of that cross, on the plastic cross on the plate. Okay, so that will stop it from spinning around. Okay, your spring fall out because it's spinning around when you push it. So find that horizontal wire and match that on the right side of the cross. So now those four springs install correctly, and slowly put down the cover. Perfect. See? Now it works. Now we're going to put a rear frame and the hopper on the one side, and now we're going to work on the D shaft with that plastic ring goes to the right because that plastic ring is going to trigger the sensor. Okay. Now we're going to install this extension rod. The whole purpose of this rod is taking the force from the spur gear and transfer to the middle roller. For the spur gear, you're going to see one side is taller. That side goes to the left, goes dig into the extension rod. It's the same thing for the D shaft. Now we can pull down the middle roller and put to the two screws back. And make sure the middle roller can turn smoothly. Now slowly move over the rear frame and put this on top of it. And now squat down and eye level. You're going to see the rod from the D-roller and just work your way to put the D-roller on one side, another side, and get with the tab outside and push it in and push the D-roller in. And basically you get a bigger rod in the middle, and then you get the two plastic tabs, has holes on it. How hard it can be. After you put it on, and now it's time to put the last spur gear in. That's easy. Just push it in and put the screws back. And you just get your whole unit rebuilt. So here's a summary of what we have. We have a rear frame. And on the rear frame, we have a hopper. And we also have hopper springs, 4 springs. And when we put together, we have this whole rod assembly, which has a LD rod and the middle roller, and also we have the extension rod. And on the upper frame, we have 2 photointerrupter, the sensor, and we have a paper type wire. We just select the paper type, which has a white plug into the subboard. And also we have the sensor for the LD roller, which have a red plug plugged to the mainboard. Okay, that's all. I hope you enjoyed this video. Visit us at bchtechnologies.com or locally at Greensboro, North Carolina. Cheers.